All right. After that, whatever that first pitch was, a fake cat. Yeah. I don't know what that was. I don't know who that was. Anderson did not look thrilled on the mound. The guy behind home plate was like, come on, let's speed it up here." But Adam, we got the aces on the mound today. For SSG is Anderson, 4.60 ERA on the season. He's pitched in 3 games, 15.2 innings, 23 strikeouts, 7 walks, 10 runs, 8 earned runs. Uh, he is not having as good a season as he had last year. Last year, 3.89 ERA was 11-3. Uh, did pitch in 1 game against Hanwha. It was not good, a 13.50 ERA. Only pitched 4 innings. At home, he has also not pitched well. A 3 point, only pitched 3.2 innings with a 9.82 ERA in that. And last year, he also did not pitch well at home with a 5.35 ERA. He was 7-3. So all three of his losses were here at home or in Incheon there. So we'll see how he does here today. First pitch is just about underway, and that is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's now 0-1. The thing with Anderson is he is the hardest thrower in the league. 150 is what he's going to average 47% of the time with his fastball. And here comes the 0-1 up high, but he swings and misses, and it's 0-2. 13 strikeouts in his last game. Last game was definitely his best game. 7 innings against Samsung. 13 strikeouts. Gave up 1 home run. Was the only run he gave up the entire game. But here comes the 0-2 pitch, and he fouls it away. 154 on the gun, but gets a little piece of it. And we'll have another 0-2. Other pitches, Anderson curveball. He's going to throw about 25% of the time. 126 is Eugene Young calls time. He's got something in his eye there. Then also you've got the slider 11% of the time, 136 or sorry 132, and then also a hard change, a 140 on his changeup. And here comes the 0-2. That's going to be the curveball, but he just gets a piece of it, and it's 0-2 still. Way, way, way out in front of that. And he throws his changeup 140. A lot of these guys will throw their changeup in the 120s because they're only averaging 142 to 144 with their four seam fastball. So here comes the 0-2 pitch and gets him to chop it back up the middle. Second baseman grabs it, but he's not going to make a throw. And Hanwha will have their first batter, their leadoff batter on base with an infield single. That'll bring up Florio. He is turning his season around, I guess you could say. The thing with these two guys is they give up a lot of hits. They give up a lot of hits, so there's going to be a lot of base runners. But then they buckle down and strike some guys out. That's their mo. All righty, here comes the first pitch to Florio, and that is going to be ripped into right field, and he's going to have himself a single as Eugene Young goes to third, and it'll be runners on the corners with nobody out. Eugene Young read that well to be able to go first to third on that. Ooh, right fielder Han Sam waited on it way, way too long instead of charging in on it, and Eugene Young made the move from first. Why is my inning button not working? Uh-oh. My buttons don't work today, guys. My buttons don't work. That is not good. We're going to have an emergency fix here. As here comes the first pitch is in there for a strike. I am going to have to do my best to get this fixed real quick like. Suddenly my buttons aren't working. Do this the old fashioned way. that's going to be a slow roller to the shortstop. That'll be a 6-4, not in time, and that'll score a run for Hanwha. Again, just give me 1 second and I will attempt to get this fixed and set up. And we'll have a video replay here. Again, my buttons stopped working, so I'm reprogramming everything as we're watching the game. But definitely one run is in. Should be able to get that. Nobody's on third. Definitely not there. And Moon Bin is safe as he was off the bag. So they'll have Hanwha will have a runner at first base still with 1 out and 1 run in. All right, there we go. 1 ounce. There we go. Now we're set. And a swing and a miss by Noshiwan at a pitch that just blows right past him. And in there for a strike on the curveball, and it's now 0-2. Okay, now we're set. And Noshiwan fouls that one away to stay alive, and it's still 0-2. 11 pitches for Anderson so far. Mr. Anderson. Let's get a tally going of how many times I say that. Mr. Anderson. They've got the hot packs out in Incheon. It is a little chilly out still as that misses upstairs, and it's 1-2 now. And the 1-2, curveball in the dirt as Moon Bin just gets back, and it's 2-2. All right, here comes the 2-2, and it hits him. That'll move him over, and they've got runners on first and second with just 1 out as Kim Tae-yun will step into the box. Another big chance here to get themselves some early runs. And this is a big series for both teams. Hanwha went 4-2 last week, so climbed out of the basement. They were, 'cause that's way upstairs. A lot of people picked them to make the playoffs, including myself. I picked them as the number 5 team in the league. So the fact that they were in the basement and now they've climbed themselves out. Three more. The sweep as that is lifted into the air. Center fielder coming in, but the shortstop out on the grass into the dirt, and that will be an infield pop up. An infield fly actually is that'll be two away, and that brings up the captain Chan Sung. Still trying to finish getting my buttons set up. I got enough to go for a few innings before things unravel with loss of buttons. And the first pitch, a swing and a miss there. Big swing, no ding. You going to the games this weekend, Nick? Wonder if there's more Hanwha fans at this game than SSG fans. Friday, gonna go watch some Mundong Ju throw. Saturday's probably gonna be rained out, as that catches the very bottom corner, and it's 0-2. Yeah, I wouldn't make any plans for Saturday's game. It does not look good on the radar. And fouls that away, and it stays 0-2. 152 on the gun for that one. And they check back over. And outside, now it's 1-2. 130 on that, sitting at 20 pitches, not 21. I hit the button too many times. Sorry, guys. And the 1-2 way outside, very similar to the Noshiwan at bats, where he got ahead of Noshiwan and then really just, well, obviously lost him with the hit by pitch. LG or SSG's new coach. And the 2-2 is fouled straight back. Their timing is all messed up here, but the two quick singles and the lack of a double play has given Hanwha an opportunity to open this game up early. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, 2-on, 22 pitches, a swing and a miss in the dirt, and he'll throw down to first for outs number 3. Hanwha gets 1 run on 2 hits and a hit by pitch and a ground out, and we will go to the bottom of the first. It's there we go. So Hanwha, obviously they have Ponce out on the mound. SSG missing their 2 big bats. Can they win without Jung and Heredia? Can they win without both of those 2 big bats? That we'll see, I guess. Ponce on the mound. He gives up a lot of hits. He gives up a lot of singles. One of the highest, I want to say, batting averages against, a 287 batting average against, yet he's 2-0 in his 4 starts. So, what is going to come of it whenever they finally catch up to him. So 360 ERA on the season, 25 innings, 31 strikeouts, 6 walks, 10 runs all earned. He's only given up 1 home run, but a 1.32 whip says he's not walking a lot, but he's given up a lot of hits. He gave up 8 hits and 4 runs in his last start. Before that, he gave up 5 hits and 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 home run, and 2 runs, and 7 hits and 2 runs in his first start. So he's giving up a lot of hits in those innings, uh, but luckily he's not walking a lot, and he can kind of get them with the strikeout. The stat on your screen. With nobody on base, opponents are hitting 380 or 306 against them, but with opponents on base, only 186. So again, that's exactly what I just talked about. How he is giving up a lot of hits, but then he's getting out of it. All right, Che Ji Hoon steps in and looks at the ball one low. Hmm, get my buttons working again. There we go. All right, to the 1-0 pitch. Che Ji Hoon. That's in there for strike 1-1. Should see a lot of strikeouts today. And that is low, ball 2. Both guys have a opportunity or the ability to get double digit strikeouts. Both teams have the ability to strike out double digit times. That is ball 3. And the 3-1 misses inside, and a leadoff walk. Not how you dreamt of your first outing. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter. Sure my button's working. Not the start he dreamed of. He just wanted to get a base runner on so that he could rack up those stats. He just wanted to get a double play for his infielders. That's what it was. He's a team player. All right, to Triple J steps in, Jung Jun J, and looks at a pitch that was way over his head. And it's 1-0. And a beautiful curveball in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Thing of beauty right there, ladies. And check over at first. He slides back easily, and one fix, and I think I'll be ready. And that's going to be a slap through the left side. And just like that, runners now on first and second. Both teams now with both leadoff batters on base. And we We're promised a pitching duel, and instead, we are not getting it. There we go. All right, just double checking. Got everything, I think, working now. Just in time for some actual baseball. And that is in there for a strike at the top of the zone. 152 on the gun to Pak Sung Han. It's 261 on the young season. Does have one home run. All right, so runners on first and second, nobody out. Exact same situation that Hanwha had in the top of the first inning here in the bottom. Hitting 292 this month. The rough March with the 227. I wonder how much that has to do with you know, the cold. But it is cold again today. As if you're watching the game, a lot of people bundled up back behind home plate. As that is low also, and it's 2-1. Really have to wonder, can he get a grip on the ball? We've seen it many times. We saw it a lot on Sunday too, where both pitchers, Reyes and So Hyung Jun, or So Hyung Won, So Hyung, I can't remember. Song Hyung Jun, were both struggling to get a grip on the ball, and two guys that didn't normally walk, as they are already having themselves a little powwow on the mound. This to me is a huge week for Ponce. The reason I say it's a huge week is because he had injury issues in Japan. He pitched in 3 seasons in Japan, but only appeared in 61 games. The SSG coach is going to the umpire and talking about him blowing on his hand. Again, it is cold. Usually, they make an announcement that if it's a certain cold, that they'll allow him to go to the mount, go to his hand. And here comes the SSG manager back out. Guarantee you that is exactly what they were talking about. All right, here we go. The 2-1 pitch, and that is going to be ball three. 3-1. A walk to the first batter, a single, and now a 3-1 count here. We get a try a get me over fastball here. And he does, and it gets over. And we've got ourselves a full count, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-2 count here in the bottom of the first, our first of the day. Everybody celebrates. So, here we go. The 3-2 pitch. Misses. Oh, just gets the inside corner and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you help yourself out of an inning and how you run yourself out of an inning. Just catches the inside corner, both of them going, and he was out by about 6 days, roughly. No Shiwan sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, but Big swing and a miss there for Hanwha Eagles. Hanwha 240 on the season, 12 hits, one homer, a 609 OPS, and big strikeout there from Ponce. Again, that's what he does with runners on scoring position, as that one is a little high, and it's 1-1 now. And, teams hitting below 200 against him with runners in scoring position, and today's game is not going to help so far. Time is called. And the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss at a pitch way down below the zone, and it's 1-2. Hanwha is a guy that is going to strike out quite a bit. He will put a few over the wall, but he's also a guy that's not going to make contact more often than not. Here we go. The 1-2 pitch. Jung Joon Jae on second base, and that is going to be fouled away, and it'll stay 1-2. On say a main four pitches, fastball most of the time, 42% of the time, about 149. So a little bit not quite as hard of a thrower as Anderson, but he can still get it up there. From there, also a slider, 140 kilometers an hour, then a change 137. So again, he throws that change a little bit slower than Anderson, also, as that is going to be a swing and a miss, and that is two strikeouts for Ponce. He walks a guy, gives up a single, and works it way out with two strikeouts and a caught stealing. Will go to the second inning. It's tied up into 0. Running yourself out of the base paths, guys. Running yourself out of the game. Well, rough starts. The mound visit obviously paid off as he gets out of it with just 19 pitches. They leave one on, but with runners on base, they do get their one hit, but strike him out, throw him out, double play, and it is not a good day for SSG. This is a big, again, I talked about a big series, really. SSG was not picked by anybody to make the playoffs. They are just older. They aren't getting like their core players are pretty old. It is a chance for them to be injury prone. Obviously, their captain is already injured. He didn't play in this or at the end of the spring. He ended up hurting his hip, I believe. Maybe it was hip. Maybe hamstring. I get confused with him and Guak Bean sometimes. So he hasn't played all season. For that reason, they have Pak Ji-won over at third base, who's obviously nowhere near the caliber of player as Che Jung. Che Jung, the all-time home run leader in the KBO. So, also Heredia is out. So you've got their two best offensive guys are out. But nonetheless, we've got Wang Young Mook batting, and that's all that matters right now as he looks at or swings at strike one. And the 0-1, a swing and a miss. This is where he's going to be able to rack up the strikeouts at the bottom half of this order. Wang Young Mook, I don't think has the ability to hit the 155. I know Shimu Jun does not. Ejin Young at the top of the order also doesn't, as he just gets a piece of it and fouls it away. 154 on that. They just they have too many holes in their bats to be able to hit against a guy like this. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Sorry, why did I say 1-0? It's Hanwha 1, SSG 0, but it's an 0-2 pitch. Wang Youngmook will foul a ton off, even if he does strike out. E.G. Young back behind the plate, giving him the signs. Anderson called his own pitches last year. This is interesting. Man, the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 2 for Anderson as Wang Youngmook chases the pitch out of the zone and 1 away now. 2 straight strikeouts for Anderson. Anderson. All right, Che Hoon steps in and looks at strike 1 on the outside, and it's 0-1. 258 on the season for Hanwha's backstop. I believe he might be in the last year of his contract. Maybe he's got 1 more year after this. But the 0-1 sets up on the outside, misses badly, and it's 1-1 now. Andrew Anderson. Maybe it's just Drew. I believe it's Andrew. And the 1-1 pitch fouls it away as he's just able to get some of it, and it's 1-2 now. Curveball away. Calling it now. Curveball away. We'll see as he looks in to get the sign. And here comes the 1-2. Sets up on the other, right on the line of the batter's box. And that is a fastball up and in, but fouled away once again. Ooh, another rhyme. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the 1-2 misses way outside, and it's 2-2. And that's going to be a ground ball off the first baseman, and that will be an E3. And they'll have a base runner on with 1 out. A solid defensive play if you're a Hanwha fan. Right at him as he falls down and tries to like slap down at the ball. JJ Hoon showing the wheels. What was that? What? That was awful defense. Good Lord. It looked like he's playing T-ball out there. All right. Shimu Jun steps in, hitting 192 as he looks at strike 1. Shimu Jun 192. Shimojun does have some speed, so kind of tough to double up, but JJ Hoon doesn't have any at first, as that is upstairs 1-1. So a ground ball to the first base, and he needs to touch first and then go to second instead of just going to second. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nick, you watching here? All right, the 1-2 pitch. Man, sets up on the outside corner, a swing, and he might have got it into the mitts, but nonetheless, that is the strikeout. Like I said, Shimu Jun is a guy that is going to strike out. Oh, Eugene Young steps in. He is 1 for 1 on the day. Led off the game with a single. Looks at strike one there. Did score a run also. Average up to 300 now. He is a guy that will hit really well for about 2 to 3 weeks and then just jump off a cliff. You got to take advantage when he is on and then dump him whenever he is off. So right now, again, Hanwha still has no leadoff hitter. They've pretty much trying anybody they can in the leadoff spots. He is there now, and we'll see how he does. As here comes the 0-2, sets up way up at the letters, and he blows it past him. Like I said, Wang Young Mook, Shimu Jun, and Eugene Young are guys that cannot hit that fastball. And just like that, he proves me to be the smartest man in the room. I am the only man in the room, but still, that makes me the smartest. And also the dumbest. Maybe that's because I'm talking to myself. Much better inning there. Does have the E3, but 3 more strikeouts. He's got 4 on the day already. And as far as pitch counts, 18 pitches that inning, so quite a few extra pitches. But 41 through the seconds, and he'll take it after that first inning. Again, 23 pitches in that first inning. Not a solid inning. 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Ponce will now come out. He'll face the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Though both teams ended up having the first 2 batters reach in the first inning, and then only 1 run total out of that whole mess. Evening, Alan. How's your your Bears are off. That's right. They're playing NC, or they should be playing NC. Last 9 innings for Anderson has been just a mere 17 strikeouts. And in the 7 innings that he pitched on would be Tuesday last week, he had 13 strikeouts, and then today he's got 4. All right. Ponce, 19 pitches in that first inning, aided by the strike him out, throw him out to double play. And the first pitch is just misses the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-0. E.G. Young, 261 on the season, does have 1 home run. He has a very, very open stance as that misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. He has very, very open stance, almost like he as that misses way outside and low, and we've got a 3-0 as Ponce is kicking at the dirts on the mound. He had issues with the dirt at home here in Daejeon, and now he's got issues in Incheon, and that pitch is going to be ball 4, and he walks him on 4 straight pitches. Otegon will step in. The left fielder today. He's left fielder DH and also plays first base. Let me know whenever you're back, Nick, whenever you're watching. I got something to show you. Otegon steps in the 250 on the season, and the first pitch is going to be fouled away. And it's 0-1. Does have 1 home run, a big one. I believe it was a walk-off variety. I believe he had 2 straight walk-offs for SSG. And the 0-1 pitch. That is also fouled off, and it's 0-2. Alan, what you watching tonight, man? All right, 25 pitches, a 250 average, and a swing and a miss there, and that is strikeout number 3 for Ponce. Again, a runner on base, and suddenly he is Nolan Ryan. Oh, that's going to bring up Go Myung Jun. Go Myung Jun is the guy who had the hair over at first base. This is his 1 year to kind of take over at first base. He has not had a good season. As here comes the ball one. As nope, he steps off the back. Again, there is no limit on how many step offs or anything like that you can take. So, and that is low. 1-0. Hanwha got lucky this weekend as Cardenas was out for the birth of his child, and he is back today. Hanwha dodged a hero, I should say, not a bullet, a hero. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Beauty in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. How did the Tigers suddenly get decent? And the 1-1 swing and a miss, and that gets away as he will go over to second base. I like to refer to as E.G. Young as the Real Munto of the KBO. He is the fastest catcher by far. As Jo Myung Jun swings at a pitch in the dirt that gets away from J.J. Hoon. And we've got a 1-2 count with a runner on second base now, and the pitch sets up in the other batter's box, and it's a chopper up the middle. Shimu Jun will make the play and throw across, and that'll be 2 away as he moves him up 90 feet to hang out at third base. We'll see if anything comes of it. There's 2 out now, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Hyunwon Hee. Hyunwon Hee. That is a very, very odd name. Maybe it's a common name, but I have never, ever, ever seen a name like that before. Especially Hyun as the family name. Who's their catcher or their manager? Is it Osmus still? Hyunwani. 250 on the season. But these only has 2 hits, so he's a 2 for 8. If you aren't so good at math, I'll do the math for you. All right, here we go. Pitch number 31 for Ponce is that is in there for a strike at the bottom corner of the zone, and it's 0-1. Well, that helps. All right, the 0-1 pitch. And a big swing and a miss on the curveball, and it's 0-2. Throws that curve 13% of the time. So, again, a lot of these guys have 3 pitches. Some of them only have 2, and then, but he's got 4 that you have to really watch out for. As here comes the 0-2 in the dirt, and it's former Rockies manager, right? Wasn't he Rockies and Pirates? I think, right? Is that right? All righty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Tying run 90 feet away, and that's fouled straight back. 154 down the middle, and it went straight back into the Starfield sign right behind home plate. Poor ball girls in there with looks like a skirt or shorts on and some socks and a giant freaking red coat. Like, let the girl just wear some pants or something. It's not like the cheerleaders, the cheerleaders are wearing, their little whatever skirt. Oh, okay. Their skirt or whatever like that, but they're up there dancing and moving around. This girl is like standing there waiting to bring balls to the umpires. That just kisses the outside corner. And that's strikeout number 4 as he smiles as walks away with that one. That was probably not a strike last year, but it is this year, and we'll go to the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Hanwha as they leave another one on base. They've left 2 on. They are hitless with runners in scoring position. 0 for 3 now with runners in scoring position. Hanwha 0 for 3 in the 1st inning. Hanwha 1 for 6 with runners on base, and same with SSG 1 for 6. It's just that that first to third by Eugene Young was huge. That really is the difference in the game. Reading that ball well, that single well, and getting from first to third allowed him to come home on the groundouts. It's the only difference in the game right now. Who was the Pirates guy? I thought the Pirates and oh, that was Clint Hurdle, right? I think that was Clint Hurdle. That's what I was thinking of. All right, so Florial steps in 1 for 1 on the day and check swing a foul. Why is it not erasing my base runner? And checks his swing, but he did go around. Check something here. There we go. Hitting 500 in the month of April. Very robust 214 as they're going to go up the letters. And did he go around? I don't think he did. No, he did not. 1-2 now. All right, here we go. Another 1-2 pitch now sets up right at the dirt, and that is bounced 45 feet. And it's 2-2. 45 feet might be generous. Might not have gone that far. All right, the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss and another strikeout. That's this fifth. Is he was it chasing that high fastball? Flaherty was a former Cardinal. He moved around a ton since his days with St. Louis. And Moon Bin looks at the ball one. Moon Bin is also another guy that I don't think is going to be able to catch up to that high fastball. No, he came. Flaherty came from St. Louis. I know that. Well, his 1-0 is up high, and it's 2-0. All right, the 2-0 pitch. Yeah, I knew he won his World Series with the Dodgers, and then I knew because he's oh, as that catches the inside corner, and it's 2-1 now. Moon Yun Bin stares at that 152 on the inside corner. All right, the 2-1 pitch sets up on the outside, and it's a beautiful curveball. Anderson will pick it up and tag him. And that will be 2 away. Breaks his streak of his retiring via the strikeouts. All five, the last five he's retired have all been from a strikeout. As Anderson was like, "Hey, I'll take this. You already have one air today. I'm not gonna let you get a second one and make me have to pitch more." So No Shiwan will step in. He hit No Shiwan in his first at bats. 50 pitches now, 23 in the first, 18 in the second. He's getting ready to throw pitch number 10 to No Shiwan. Yeah, he was there for a while. That just misses on the inside with that curveball, and it's 1-0. And here comes the 1-0. 230 on the season for No Shiwan. That curveball definitely drops in, and it's 1-1 now. Yeah. And here comes the 1-1. Curveball misses out, and it's 2-1. Trying to get him to chase that curveball on the outside, but he's just not biting. He will chase that hard slider on the outside, though. I haven't seen him throw it yet today, though. Here comes the 2-1, as that is upstairs. 3-1 now. And Anderson does walk a few. The last game, he didn't walk any with his 13 Ks, but he walked 7 in his first 2 games. Only went to 8.2 innings total in those 2 games. And here comes the 3-1. That is popped up. First baseman and second baseman charging, and there we go. That'll be an infield pop up to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes Hanwha, but they're up 1-0, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. 1-2-3, a 1-2-3 outs. A little bit better inning as Anderson gets strikeouts, a ground out on a pop up. 55 pitches, so 14 pitches in that inning. Hanwha finally did not leave anybody on base. They also didn't get anybody on base to leave there. Elsewhere around the league, KT is threatening in the top of the fourth. They've got runners on first and second with one out. It's a 0-0 game. LG's up 1-0 against Samsung. They scored in the bottom of the first inning via a Moonbo Young RBI. And then the other game, Kiyomi versus Lotte. Kiyomi's up 4-0. As Nagyuan gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned so far. Puig down to the 5 spot in the lineup. Cardenas is back though. Yeah, it's like all the players are now doing as they keep going, they're talking about Ponce going to his hand still. As they brought out the interpreter. He just explained it to Ponce, and Ponce was like, "Wait, what? Why are we playing in 5 degrees weather?" No, but he's like, you know, obviously he's pitching and it's cold out. What is it? 7, 8 degrees? At least, I mean, I guess I can check real quick. In Incheon, it is currently 9 degrees, feels like 6. So he's going to his hand to blow on it because it's cold. And now the SSG manager's like, "Hey, you can't do that. Why?" So I guess maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, that missed. That strikeout to Go Myung Jun was not a strikeout. And you've got to catch both parts of the zone. And here comes the first pitch. So Park Ji-won steps in, the number 9 hitter, and looks at strike one. We'll see if he keeps going back to his hand or not. It's 205 on the season for Park Ji-won. And that pops it up. Way outside. No, but I wonder if they've got to be able to put a hand warmer in their back pocket or something. Oh, he's still going to his hand. So I don't know. As that is a swing and a miss, and that will be strikeout number 5 for Ponce. Changeup just ran in on him, and nothing he could do. Shea Ji-hoon steps in now. So Ponce is still going to his hand, blowing on his hand. All right, here comes the pitch, and he pops it up. Ponce is waving everybody off, but Shimu Jun takes it, and that will be 2 away. broken bat on that pitch. All right, Jungjun Jay steps in. He singled in his first at bat. He's got the only base hit for SSG right now as he pulls the bunts back, and it's 1-0. 188 on the season for the second baseman. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that's low, 2-0. Say checking his footing again as he cleans off his cleats and asks for the sign while he's doing that. And here we go, the 2-0 pitch. And a beautiful pitch on the inside corner, and it's 2-1 now. So 43 pitches so far for Ponce, and that is another beautiful pitch that just catches the inside corner, and it's 2-2 now. That's another one that may or may not actually be a strike. We'll see if they show it. They do not show the replay, and here comes the 2-2. As that is way inside and down, and it's 3-2 now. Second full count of the day for SSG. They struck out on the first one, and here we go, the 3-2 pitch. And we'll see if he just throws the fastball and tries to blow it by him. He does, and he gets a piece. No, that was 139 as he fouls that away. Stays 3-2 on that changeup. Right, here comes the 3-2 pitch. And way inside as he almost hits him, and that's will be the second time on the bases for Triple J. And it'll bring up Pak Sung Han, who struck out in his first day at bat with runners on first and second that allowed the caught stealing. Will they run? Jungjun Jay has some speed over its first base. And it checks over on him as he slides back in. I think what they might have been talking about is where he would lick his fingers instead of the blowing on it, as that is in there for a strike. 0-1 now. It's the only thing I can think of. Man, the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it away, 0-2. Doesn't matter, Harry. This game has more runs than the SS or the KT or KT Kia game. All right, here comes the 0-2. And checks over it first. In there. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside corner, and he lifts that one into center field. Florio makes the catch running in, and that's will be another base runner stranded. They've left 3 on. They are trailing 1-0, and we'll go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Hanwha. I'll let you know. You got what do you need to know about the game? Oh, yeah. How will I tell? So what you guys don't see is I actually I have all the games up on my phone. So I kind of watch all the games as I'm doing this. So right now, Go Young Pyo is pitching. It's a 1-0 count with a runner on first, and Wisdom is up to bat. All right, Kim Tae-yeon steps in. 55 pitches, not 56 through 3 innings for Anderson. And that one is outside, ball one. Yep, both starters are still in. And it's only the fourth inning. So the 1-0 pitch to Kim Tae-yeon. 0 for 1 on the day as blows that past him, and it's 1-1. Infield to fly in his first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that just catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. I still wish I had a way to have like a score ticker at the bottom that had the actual scores for the rest of the league, but I haven't found a way to be able to do that without stealing somebody else's stuff. And I don't want to use some website's information or copying that stuff. Try to do all of my own stuff here. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch and runs in, but he fouls it away and it stays 1-2. 60 pitches now for Anderson. He's going to be throwing 100. His usually goes 90 to 100 pitches. And here we go. The 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside and he runs it in, but fouls it away once again. Checks the bats, a little tappy on the ground to make sure he's got a full piece of wood. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch way off the plate as he got him with the curveball. And another strikeout. And I have not seen him throw that slider yet. All right, Che on the song steps in. The first pitch is fouled away. He struck out in his first at bat. He's down 0-1 now. He is the guy that I would be throwing that hard slider off the plate to with a 2 strikes. It's the guy that's going to chase it. right, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Just sets up on the outside. Runs way up by his face. Yeah. I know my league. And the 1-1 misses upstairs, and it's 2-1. Misses upstairs, and it's 3-1 now. As here comes pitch number 67, the greatest pitch of the game. It's a strike. So he's probably going to go with a fastball, and Chan Sung is going to attempt to swing at it, but miss. Here we go, the 3-1 pitch. And he fouls that away. That would have been ball 4, but because it was pitch number 67, because they are a team built to hit home runs, and they're all the other stadiums are much bigger than Samsung. They strike out too much. They don't hit with runners in scoring position. They rely on home runs, and yeah, that's why. Here goes the 3-2 pitch, and didn't get him as he didn't chase, and he went with a hard slider off the plates, but he didn't chase. He half chased, not a full chase. Able to hold up. Like I said, throw that hard slider off the plate and he will chase. He chased, but was able to hold up at the last seconds. And now he's on first base. So that'll bring up Wong Young Mook. Wong Young Mook looking like he beat up Tweety Bird for some batting stuff as he bunts it way up into the air. All right, here comes the 0-1 pitch to Wong Young Mook. Struck out in his first at bat also. And swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Woo! Set up in the other batter's box, and it went up right by his shoulder, and it's 1-2 now. Jagan Hanwha. And the 1-2 in the dirt, and it's 2-2. And I would be willing to bet that there's as many, if not more, Hanwha fans than there are SSG fans at the stadium. SSG is not a team that's particularly travels well. They travel well when they have the cheer squad going, but outside of that, they don't really cheer that. They don't travel that well. But here comes the 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss and another strikeout, his second of the day, and that is Anderson's seventh of the day. Can't keep up, can't catch up to that fastball. They are all swinging too. That first pitch to Che Jae-hoon is right down the middle, and it's 0-1. Reached on an error in his first at bats, a E3, but was stranded after he struck out the next two batters to end the second inning. Sets up on the outside and runs it back across, diving as by the first baseman, but it gets past him, and they'll have runners on first and seconds with 2 outs. That'll bring up Shimu Jun, holding him at first, allowed him to be able to sneak it past the first baseman. Not a very good jump on that ball by the first baseman either. On base for the second time now. Little mound visit to check on Anderson. And his pitch count climbs quickly. He's not a guy that runs deep into games. He walks too many to run real deep into games, and he strikes out too many to run real deep into games. Again, the KBO loves this 0-2 count, throw the ball in the other batter's box crap. And what it does is it runs the pitch counts up for at least guys like Anderson and Ponce who will strike out a lot, who could probably strike somebody out in 3 pitches or, you know, get a ground out or something, ends up throwing an extra 2 to 3 pitches an inning. As that is a strike on the bottom corner, and it's 0-1 now to Shimu Jun. Shimu Jun this season with runners on first and second, he's hitting 750, 3 for 4, but he's hitting below the Mendoza line on the season. Struck out once already today. He's 0 for 1. And here comes the 0-1 pitch outside, and it's 1-1. They are in the top of the fifth now in Guangzhou. As KT is unable to score, or Kia is unable to score. And the 1-1 swing and a miss as he's not able to catch up to 149. Way, way behind 149, and he's going to dial it up to 154 right here. High fastball coming up, calling it now. Yeah, nope, gonna set up down in the bottom corner and throws it down there. Ball 2. Already at 80 pitches coming up just now in the 4th inning. And the 2-2 pitch sets up on the inside and he pops it up. Right fielder coming in as second baseman out under it, and that will be the end of the inning. As Hanwha leaves another 2, they've left 5 on base, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Hanwha. More runners in scoring position. 0 for 4 now today with runners in scoring position. 2 for 9 with runners on base. 5 left on the bases total. Now sitting at 80 pitches though. Through 4 innings. Another outing where he's going to pitch fairly well, but he's only going to be able to go 5 innings. It's a very, very common occurrence when Anderson pitches. Again, that first inning, 23 pitches there because he hit a guy. Ponce will come out for the bottom, and he'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for SSG. And they went a combined 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Alrighty. Say 5 strikeouts so far. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Hanu Sum steps in 0 for 1, struck out to end the first inning. And the first pitch in there for a strike at the top. And it's 1-1. 235 on the season for the right fielder. And that misses upstairs 1-1. He's been around a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Made his debut back in 2012, before I even was in Korea. And the 1-1 is fouled away 1-2. I actually enjoy watching him play. He plays hard. He doesn't get upset when somebody hits him. He's like, yeah, whatever, man. It's okay. And he gets hit a lot. He's been hit 126 times in his career. And here comes the 1-2. As that's going to be a ground ball. Shorts the second baseman over to his right and quickly makes the throw. Wang Young Mook off quickly to cover to his right and sliding makes the catch. Sliding with his feet, not with his body. Makes the catch and quickly retires Han Yu-sung. Goes with the regular instead of the backhand there is that is low. Ball one. E.G. Young walked on 4 pitches to lead off the second inning in his first and only at bat. 261 on the season. And that is a strike down low, and it's 1-1. First pitch that he has seen that has been a strike so far. And the 1-1 pitch, that's going to be chopped foul, and it's 1-2. See what their pitch counts are. Go Young Pyo's thrown 66 pitches through 4, and Nail's thrown 75 through 5 innings. So bottom of the 5th there. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. He goes around on a pitch over his head, and that'll be strikeouts number 6 for Ponce. I mean, like, that's like at his shoulder. He's like lightsaber in the thing. That is a 100% correct reenactment right there, ladies and gentlemen. Should charge you guys admissions. Yeah, I like my new era Landers hat. That's going to be a ground ball. The shortstop picks it up, throws. Quick 1-2-3 inning. First 1-2-3 inning SSG has had as we will go to the 6th inning or 5th inning. Sorry, 5th inning. No alarm. We didn't skip anything. Hanwha will have the top of the order coming up. E.G. Young will lead things off. Gotta love the I love the mustard yellow E-March no burger uniform. This is one of the uniforms that I always wanted. I tried to buy before I decided I was no longer just going to cover Hanwha. And then I bought this last year also. The only other team besides Hanwha that has had New Era hats. I don't buy hats from any other company besides New Era, especially in Korea. It's almost all Velcro hats. I hate Velcro. Velcro and dreadlocks do not go well together. It is actually a very rough situation between the two. Don't say. What did he throw? 6 pitches that in? 9 pitches that in. And welcome, Kenny. I saw the purple. I thought it was Allen. Kenny, did you give up on the El Lotte game? No, Lotte's making a comeback. It's 4-2 now. All right, Eugene Young steps in. As the first pitch is popped up, the catcher in foul territory will make the catch. And just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. That helps out the old pitch count, ladies and gentlemen. I still want one of those. I've been looking and looking and looking. Kenny, I did get one of the Sunday during the game, I ordered a new uniform. It came today. As Florial steps in, he's a 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in his last at bat, a swing and a miss there. I finally got my backwards here. My KT Wiz pixelated uniform. A swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. Yeah, finally got my KT Wiz 1980s inspired, pixelated. Even all the logos are pixelated. All the patches are pixelated. Even on the back. Even the back, the pixelated. Definitely the best jersey you can buy on a regular basis. No questions. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. A swing and a miss as he isn't able to catch up to it. And it is 9 strikeouts now for Anderson. For Mr. Anderson. 1, 2, 3. 3 pitches, strikeout. Once again, challenge these guys. You got him on 0-2. Why are you throwing it in the other batter's box? All right, Moon Bin now fouls that one away, and it's 0-1. Moon Bin, little grounder to the first base, or grounder to the pitcher in this first at bat or second at bat, a 6-4 RBI ground out in his first. He's got the 1 RBI of the game. As he only got the RBI because Go Myung Jun over at first came off the bag to get the throw on the double play. Otherwise, he would have been out, and no one would have gotten an RBI. As he fouls that back, and it's 0-2. All right, you've got an 0-2 count. You've thrown, what's the 6 pitches now in this inning. Challenge him, throw a curveball away. Sets up on the outside. Does he go fastball or curveball? He misses inside, but misses a little too much. And it's 1-2. He's going fastball away. Says in the dirt. Swing and a miss. And that will be another strikeout. 9 strikeouts, and we will go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-0 Hanwha. Number 4 is Cardenas. Remember, Kium has 2 foreign bats. Kenny. .88 pitches, 8th that inning. He may come out. Yeah, they have. Well, he just got back too. He was back in the US last week for uh he was last week he was back home because his wife had their baby. So Hanwha was lucky to miss him. I don't know if the games would have turned out the same way if he would have been playing. All right, so Ponce back out, 59 pitches for him, just 9 in his last inning. He'll face the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. So Go Myung Jun steps in. And just catches a piece of the inside corner for strike one. 224 on the season for Go Myung Jun, the first baseman. And the 0-1 is foul. 0-2. And he will get himself a new piece of tree. All right. So they are in the break now. Nope. They are back after the break, Harry. And Go Young Pyo still out there. 76 pitches through 5 for him. Nail back out there. 76 pitches, including 77 now, as he's thrown 2 pitches in the top of the 6th. So both of those guys still out there, still sitting healthy with pitch counts in the 70s through 5 full innings. Again, starting the top of the 6th right now. As here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, wow. Wow, he missed his spot so bad, but he apparently caught a piece of the strike zone, and that's will be one away. I don't know how that caught a piece of the strike zone. He's the one that got struck out looking in his other at bat that wasn't a strike. As that is gonna just get out of the zone. Fouls that one away. Let me get that all set there. Hyunwon Hee. I would love to see a replay of that pitch. Usually, whenever they're called pitches like that are super close, they'll bring up the actual strike zone parts. And the 0-1 and upstairs, 1-1. 64 pitches now for Ponce. And the 1-1 pitch. Beautiful curveball drops in the inside, and it's 1-2 now. And the 1-2 pitch just misses the inside upper corner, and it's 2-2. And here comes pitch number 67. Just put the K on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Just put the K on the board. And like I said, just put the K on the board. Pitch number 67 is always a strike. Another strikeout. That's 8 now for Ponce. 8 for Ponce and 9 for Anderson. Are they both going to end up with 10 strikeouts? All right. right, that brings up the number 9 hitter is Pak Ji-han or Pak Ji-won pulls the bunt back as it's still in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 now. Hitting 200 on the season with a strikeout in his last at bat. And the 0-1 pitch misses inside, 1-1. Bounces that in the dirt, and it's 2-1. And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. He's trying to tie Anderson before the break with 9 Ks. 2 strikeouts so far this inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th here. Ready for the break. And swing and a miss as he strikes out the side. He's got 4 strikeouts in his last 2 innings. We'll take a little bit of a break. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Refill your beverages as this game is just now getting interesting. right, Kim Gun-woo out on the mound as that will be it for Anderson. So they will be into the bullpen, 87 pitches. Like I said, he struggles to go deep into games because he's a little wild, but he gets the K's, so that'll be it for him. As No Shiwan will lead things off, as I am sure the Hanwha batters are happy that he is gone. The first pitch is in there for a strike, though, and it's 0-1. That is down by his toes again, and it's 2-1. And that's inside also when it's 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's up down the middle, and he fouls that one out of play, and it'll be full. Wrong side, 3-2. First full count of the day for Hanwha. And the 3-2 swing and a miss, and that is strikeouts number 1 and strikeouts number 10 on the day for Hanwha or SSG, however you want to look at it. That's going to bring up Kim Tae-yeon. Kim Tae-yeon 0 for 2 on the day with an infield fly and a strikeout, and he's down 0-1 already. 292 on the season for the left fielder. And misses way away from the strike zone. 1-1. That is fouled back, and it's a 1-2 now. Kim Tae-yeon had a chance with runners in scoring position, first and second in the first inning, but it's infield fly to the shortstop, and then struck out to lead off the fourth inning. And here comes the 1-2, and that's going to be a little soft liner to the third baseman, and that's will be 2 away. He shakes his hand, says that hurt, and that'll bring up a Cheon Sung. Cheon Sung walked in his last at bat. He's 0 for 1. Walked, moved over to third on the Che Jae-hoon single. And the run was scored early, as that is a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. The run was scored from a ground out after the third batter way back in the top of the first. It's the only run of the game so far. And the 0-1 is popped up. The first baseman in foul territory, and that's will be 1-2-3. Second time that Hanwha has gone 1-2-3. As that is a quick top of the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0 Hanwha. As I assume Ponce will come back out on the mound, trying to extend this game a little bit. So, final line on Anderson, since he is done. 5 innings, 88 pitches, 62 for strikes. Gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, but he did give up the 1 run. It was earned, and he's on the hook for the loss, unless SSG is gonna get some hits or score some runs against the Hanwha bullpen. Things are not looking good for what was a pretty decent outing. Elsewhere around the league, he has got a runner on first with nobody out, and Che Hyung-woo on in the batter's box. 3-2 count in the bottom of the sixth. LG is up 1-0 in the bottom of the seventh. They're a little farther than the game here. They also scored their one run in the first inning. So between the two, they have two between this game and the LG Samsung game. They have 2 runs in the first inning and 0 runs since then. In fact, Samsung has 0 hits. I got a little no hitter there. If wrong button. Sorry guys. If you get an ad, sorry. You'll be okay. All right, so 72 pitches for Ponce. He'll have the top of the lineup to face the third time, and the first pitch to Che Ji-hoon. He fakes the bunt, and that is a ball 1-0. All right, the 1-0 pitch, and he fakes the bunt again, and it's 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch misses outside, 3-0, and Che Ji-hoon misses that ball. Here we go, the 3-1 pitch, or 3-0 pitch. And it'll set up right down the middle, and that is a fastball over. Yeah. 3-1 now. Man, there is no offense today, as that is in there for a strike, and it's 3-2 now. Between 3 games, we've got 2 total runs. All right, the 3-2 pitch. That is going to be lifted into center field. Florio back and under it, and 1 away. We're an hour and 45 minutes into this game, bottom of the sixth. Again, this is actually one of the slow games, as here comes the first pitch to Jung Joon Jae as he looks at a strike. He has been on base both times today, 188 on the season, a single in his first inning, and a walk in his third inning. And that's going to be a ground ball to Ponce, who underhands it to first, and that will be 2 away. Oh, he has retired the last 9 since he gave up the walk to Jung Joon Jae. Needs a strikeout here, though. Needs a strikeout here. Otherwise, this will be the first inning that he doesn't get a strikeout. And that's in there for a strike. Oh, Pak Sung Han steps in. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to center field. 250 on the season for the shortstop. And that's a strike on the outside, and it's 0-2. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. Gives him 9 for the day. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Goes upstairs and misses, and it's 1-2 now. 83 pitches. He's got enough in the tank to go 7. The 101 pitches in his last game. He's thrown 87, 105, 96, and 101. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside, and he slaps it foul, and it stays 1-2. One thing is he is going to have to pitch on a Sunday, maybe. Uh, the Tuesday starter usually will start Sunday's game also, but it does look like a lot of rain coming Saturday, so that may be pushed back a little bit. But here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is line, but foul. So the KT Kia game is now in the seventh inning, tied 0-0. Started. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? He did go around. That was his 10th strikeout. I don't think he went around, but the home plate umpire said he did. And I do not think he went around, but that will take us to the seventh inning. It's 1-0 Hanwha in this absolute slugfest. I don't think he went around. For which game? So Nail's done. That brings in Jo Song Woo. So Kia is into the bullpen now. KT should be into the bullpen. They have 99 pitches from Go Young Pyo. So both teams should be in the bullpen there. Again, if you have chance, I would not that I want you guys to leave, but I would turn on the Samsung LG game myself. Samsung is getting no hit through the seventh inning. 2 outs in the seventh, or 2 outs in the eighth, and they still have no hits. There is no offense today at all. Again, 1 run in this game, 0 runs in the KT Kia game, and 1 run in the LG Samsung game. All right, so still out there, I believe, right? Yep, Kim Gon-ho, as that is Wong Young Mook steps in. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And the 1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1 now. 144 on the gun. And Samsung will have one more at bat to try to get a hit. As that is in there for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So bottom of the eighth in Seoul, LG's up 1-0 to Samsung. Yeah, I keep seeing the I keep seeing all the blue down in my scorebook thing. Outside, it's 2-2. 16 pitches now for Kim Gon-ho. Oh man, am I freaking slick with the rhymes. All right, the 2-2, and that's going to be a ground ball past the diving third baseman. And Hanwha will have the leadoff batter on base for the second time today. That is their first hit since Che Jae-hoon's won back in the fourth. They've got 4 hits now on the day. As Wakanda lives forever, ladies and gentlemen. All right, JJ Hoon. Yes, we get a bunt, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody loves a bunt with a runner on first and nobody outs. That's awesome. Man, are we in for a treat of stupidity tonight? And I'm not saying this is the players' faults at all. They're just doing what they're told. And drops the bunt down. It's a good bunt, and that will be an error. And he will head back over to first base, and just like that, another error on SSG, and now they've got runners on the corner. And everybody will say, that's why you bunt. No, that's not why you bunt. E1 as the as the pitcher drug the second baseman off of the base. Luckily, Hanwha was backing up as that kept JJ Hoon from going to second. So no outs now. Runners on first and third with the number 9 hitter Shimu Jun stepping in. They will look for an insurance run here. We'll get a something. We'll get a pitching change here. All right, so we'll have a pitching change after the error on the sacrifice bunts. Coming in will be somebody. I assume a righty with Ejin Young and Shimu Jun. I assume a hard throwing righty is Iroun will come in. See if I'm right here. I don't know if he is a hard throwing righty, but that's what I would be bringing in here. Need a strikeout, so you got to get a strikeout pitcher. He is a righty, and he has 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, but he also has 4 walks. The guy that is going to either strike you out or walk you, one of the two. So down to the bottom of the 7th for Kia and KT, still at 0, and then LG and Samsung. LG's got runners on first and second now in the bottom of the 8th with nobody outs and a 1-0 lead. Here we go, top of the 7th. The new pitcher out on the mound will be Iroun. Iroun, ERA of 0 on the season, 2 holds, 6 games, 5 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 2.11 ERA or batting average against, and a 1.14 WHIP. So he will walk you, he will strike you out. They need a strikeout here, and they need a bad strikeout to keep Hanwha from doubling their lead here. Shea Hoon does not have very much speed over at first. Wong Young Mook has plenty over at third base, so a wild pitch should score a run. And here comes the first pitch is a ball way up high, and it's 1-0 now. 185 on the season for the shortstop. He struck out in his first at bat and then popped up to the second baseman with 2 runners on in his last at bat. And the 1-0 pitch. And he checks his swing, but it's foul, and it's 1-1. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch. And he pulls away the bunt. They trying a squeeze bunt here, a little safety squeeze. Seems like they're trying a little safety squeeze. All right, here comes the 2-1 pitch. Sets up right down the middle, and he pops him up, but it's foul. And 2-2. Is Lotte going to come back and win this game? They're down 5-4 now in the top of the sixth. Only game with offense in this entire league tonight. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Shimu Jun already one strikeout today. Sets up on the outside. He doesn't chase, and that'll run the count full 3-2. Hanwha's had one other full count today, and that was Noshiwan, who went down on strikes. All right, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he steals second. But that will get you one out, and we'll see what they do here. Do they walk him? Oh, J.J. Hoon, an absolute beast. And that'll run as we're going to have a pinch hitter here. This is an interesting choice. As a pinch hit with Iwan Suk. So Iwan Suk is pinch hitting here. I'm not entirely sure what the reason is for this. Yeah, maybe. As that is outside and it's 1-1. If they were wanting somebody that wouldn't strike out, he's probably not the guy to do it. So runners on first and second. You cannot have a strikeout here. As that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, and he misses it. And they've got J.J. Hoon in a rundown. Wow. Hanwha is going to get a run in the top of the seventh as the third baseman misses it. Third error of the game for SSG is good Lord. And Florial will step in now. And that catches the outside, and it's 1-1. Really? I had them in seventh. So we do have Ewan Suck over at second base and 1-1, and there are two outs, and that is a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Florio 1 for 3 on the day, singled in his first at bat, and two strikeouts in his last two. And here comes the 1-2 is fouled away, and it'll stay 1-2. 13 pitches for Iroun as SSG is. And the crappy thing is, and I'm putting I don't think they, I don't know. All right, here we go. The 1-2 pitch, runner on second, 2 outs, 2-0. And did he go? It didn't matter because it was a strikeout looking. That's will be the end of the top of the 7th. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Airs. And yeah, SSG's down 2-0. I wonder if it clipped the corner as much as the one pitch to Go Myung Jun that clipped the corner that should have been ball. All right, will Ponce still come out? No, Hanwha leaves another runner on base. They've left 6 on. They finally get to the bullpen, and they are able to take advantage of absolutely ugly defense. Everyone will be like, that's why you bunt. That's why you bunt. It's so important to bunt in that situation because you have to expect them to have an error. LG putting it on thick down in the bottom of the 8th. They're already got 2 runs in. Ponce back out on the mound. He's at 86 pitches. So he will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. I have to think that if anybody gets on base, he's probably done. Although he does have a couple righties coming up, as that is ball 1. The issue for Hanwha at this point is he just sat for 25 minutes. And here comes the 1-0 pitch, fouled away, and it's 1-1. So actually, I'll say 2 things. One is he just sat for 25 minutes after that whole the pitching change and the errors and the running around and the run scored and all of that. He just sat for a long time. But here comes the 1-1, and that is outside, and it's 2-1. But you also have to think about again. He's at 89 pitches now. He's gonna have to pitch again on Sunday. Love to get 7 from him, as that is a chopped foul, but 2-2 now. If a run gets on, you have to think. Oh, if a batter gets on, you have to start thinking. Okay, might need to take him out. If 2 get on, he definitely has to come out. That way, there's no way he can get the loss. But here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he went around, strikeout number 11. I don't got any room after this next one. I only got a half a spot left, boys and girls. And whatever you would like to be called. Yeah, I only got room for 12. All right, E.G. Young steps in. He struck out in his last at bat, pops that one up. First baseman in foul territory, and that will be 2 away. And that brings up Otagon. Otagon 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a 6-3 ground out in his last at bat. He finally put up a run in the bottom of the seventh, it looks like. And here we go. Catches the inside on a beautiful curveball, and it's 0-1. 237 on the season for the left fielder. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. He just laughs every time he throws that changeup. I guess Ewan Suk took over in right. He wasn't pinch hitting, so I missed that at some point. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Way outside, 1-2. None of those SSG fans are having a very good time. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bottom of the seventh. Say his should be his last batter as he lays off of that, and it's 2-2. 96 pitches now. And way outside, 3-2. Fourth full count of the day for SSG. And a swing and a miss. Strikeouts number 12. That's all I got right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I've got. 12 strikeouts for Ponce. As we will go to the eighth inning. He ends up, let's see what his final line shall be. 98 pitches. 19, 16, 15, 9, 13, 14, and 12. Get you 98 where I'm from. So we'll have the top of the eighth coming up. It'll be Hanwha will have their 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up, trying to add some runs to keep themselves from losing. All right, LG is up 3-0 in the top of the ninth. Samsung no hits so far today. LG is throwing a combined no hitter. All right, we're back. Chae-Min Jun out on the mound. Well, it was Hernandez who has not pitched well his last two outings, so I kind of understand that. That is runs inside, ball one. And that is ball two. He has not been close to the strike zone yet. Yeah. And that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. Throws to first, and that's will be one away. Muna and Ben does have the game winners so far. All right, no Shiwan steps in 0 for 2, looks it's ball one. Whoops, wrong side, not Ponce. And here comes the 1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1 now. All right, the 1-1 pitch, and he fouls that away, 1-2 now. No Shiwan 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in his first at bat, then a popped up to the first baseman and a strikeout in his last at bat. Hanwha again has had two full counts so far today, and they've both ended up in strikeouts. SS or LG 2 outs away from a no hitter, and here comes the 1-2 pitch, and he fouls that away to stay alive. Uh, Samsung did walk, I believe, in the second inning. Samsung got hit by a pitch in the sixth inning. That's the only base runner they've had, and that is fouled away, and it stays 1-2. All righty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Sets up in the other batter's box, and he doesn't chase it because it was so far outside that I don't know why he even put on his uniform. He should have just been standing out in the parking lot. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that is fouled away, and it's stays 2-2. Samsung has a base runner. It's not via the hit, though. All righty, here we go. The 2-2 pitch once again. 0-2 on the season or on the year. 2-0 count, 2-0 for Hanwha, and that is way upstairs. And for the second straight at bats, no Shiwan has a full count. And a beautiful looking curveball in there for a strike, and that is one away. That was a thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. That reminded me of Adam Wainwright freezing Carlos Beltran. That was literally a 12-6 curveball that froze Carlos Beltran. And that is ball one for in the 2006 National League Championship Series to send them to the World Series, and that is upstairs. It's now 2-0 to Kim Tae-yeon. Kim Tae-yeon 0 for 3 on the day. He infield fly in the first inning, a strikeout in the fourth, a soft little liner in the sixth, and that is a strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1 now. And the 2-1 catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 2-2. Hanwha needs some insurance runs. Their their closer has been lights out. Their closer has been fantastic since taking over the closer job. It's that eighth inning little thing that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop who has another error, the fourth error of the day, and he will be on base. Wow. That's Cheyenne Song steps in. And that's in there for a strike. Is he the other one? Wow. Samsung's got runners on first and seconds in the top of the ninth. They still don't have a hit in the game though. As here comes the 0-1 pitch to Cheyenne Song, and he rips that one foul. And that bounces off the concrete and maybe back into. And it's 0-2 now. And watch Samsung tie the game at 3 with her first hit on a 3-run shot. Absolutely ridiculous game in Jam Show right now. They better not. They better not do that game and then not have a good one tomorrow. As this is pitch going to be. Nope, it's going to check over on Kim Tae-yeon, who slides back in. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Nope, checks over again. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Sets up at the waist on the outside corner, and he misses into the other batter's box, but he swings and fouls it away, and it'll stay 0-2. And Lotte has tied it in the bottom of the sixth. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They are in the sixth, the bottom of the sixth, with the bases loaded again. As here comes the 0-2 pitch upstairs, and it's 1-2. Lots of interesting games going on today. We got this one, a 2-0 game. SSG with 4 errors today. The KT Kia game is 1-0 in the bottom of the eighth. Here we go over the 1-2. Nope, we're gonna check over. And then you've got Samsung and LG. Samsung getting no hit through 8.1 innings, but they've got the tying run at the plates. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And he chops it foul. He'll stay 1-2 for another pitch. I don't know which game I would rather be streaming right now. They're all quality. No blowouts. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And ripped, but foul once again is that's seeking somebody an air flight to the hospital. No. All right, the 1-2 pitch once again, and he swings and misses at a pitch at the dirt on the line. And that's will be 3 away. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth. It's 2-0 Hanwha as SSG looks to set a league record for errors in a game. What'd they just do? Oh, says Wisdom walked. Oh, or was it by Byanuyuk? All right, now you've got and that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it. Yuji Hyuk on the 11th pitch of the at bat grounds into a game ending double play, and LG no hit Samsung. That's Byanuyuk, the former Hanwha Eagle. He was an Eagle, you know he's got speed. Corrado loses 7 innings. Wow. All right, Hansung Hyuk comes out onto the mound for Hanwha. Again, Ponce done on the day with his 12 Ks. 4.70 ERA for Hansung Hyuk. You have to think that any trouble he has will immediately go to Pak Sang-won. As that is going to be a ground ball up the middle. Wang Young Mook over, throws across his body. And that is 1 away. Good thing he's there and not Anchi Hong, because Anchi Hong does not make that play. One pitch, 1 out, and that will bring up the number 8 hitter, Hyun-Won Hee. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And the 1-0 low, 2-0. And that is in there on a strike on the outside. All right, here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that misses upstairs, and it's 3-1. All right, the 3-1 pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. Again, like I said, Hanwha needed some runs because the ninth inning is fine, but they got to get to the ninth inning with a lead. As he will touch first and head to the dugouts. As the DH will now have a pinch runner. So taking over on the base pass is somebody not old enough to drink in the U.S. And Che Junu will pinch hit for Park Ji Won as Kim Saw Hyun and that got to be Kim Bum Soo, I assume. Sung will take over on the base pass, and then pinch hitting here will be first to throw over to first. Che Junu hitting 240 last year as he throws over at first and almost picks him off. You get picked off here, you might as well just go straight to the dugouts, go past the dugouts, grab your bags, and head to the second league. As that is a beautiful curveball in there for a strike. And it's 0-1. And the 0-1, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Big strike coming here. And the 0-2 is it catches him looking at the top of the zone. And that is a big strikeout for Han Sung Hyuk. 2 outs now, still a runner over on first. That'll flip the lineup back to the top. And that is in there for a strike again. He is going curveball, curveball, curveball as Che Ji Hoon. 274 on the season, walked and was caught stealing in his first at bats, as that is outside, and it's 1-1 now. Popped up to the it's tough. SSG just does not have a good offense. They're missing their two best offensive guys. As the 1-1 bounces it in the dirt, but he's not able to go, and it's 2-1. Yeah, they're not going to bring in Pak Sang Won. They'll bring in Kim Saw Hyun for a 5-out save before they do anything, or a 4-out save before they do anything. And the 2-2, and that's going to be a chopper. Second baseman grabs it, throws to first, and that'll be 3 away. As we'll go to the 9th inning. Hanwha's up 2-0 as they have now left 4 runners on base. Ponce had a heck of a game, and the bullpen is taken over. We'll go to the 9th. 1 hits way back in the second or the first inning. Since then, they've only had 4 errors. Nick, were you in here when I showed you my my new uniform? So happy about it. It's the greatest uniform ever. All right, you ready? Here it goes. Yep. And it's even better. Look at this, dude. Even the arm patches pixelated. Even the logo in the back. Even that logo on the back pixelated. Even the KT logo pixelated. Ordered it Sunday while I was streaming and it came today. That's ridiculous. All right, top of the ninth. Yeah, get right on that one. Jang Jin Hyuk's injured. So Wang Young Mook leads things off for Hanwha. He looks at ball one as Chae Min Jun is still in there. And that's 2-0 now. Wang Young Mook singled in his last at bat and came around to score. Rio already. And the 3-0 in there for a give me over fastball, and it's 3-1. Okay. 3-1 misses upstairs, ball four, and Hanwha's got the leadoff runner on base. Here in the ninth inning, he had the leadoff runner on base back in the seventh, and he came around to score. Got a feel for Anderson. He's the 9 strikeouts, gave up what? 2 hits, and he's gonna go down as the loser today. Tough luck loser is that is ball one, and he is struggling to find the strike zone here in the ninth inning. Che Jae-hoon reached on an error in his last at bat. He's reached on an error actually twice now today. An error on the first baseman and an error on the uh, pitcher in his last at bat, and he also has a single in there. On base all 3 times today, but he's 1 for 2. And he drops down the bunt, but it's foul. And a good thing it was, because he would have been out at second with the awful, awful bunt. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch, and he checks over on Wang Young Mook once again. Elsewhere around the league, real quick, while they're playing patty cake with Wang Young Mook over at first, Kia came back or finally scored a run, and they close out the game with a 1-0 lead or 1-0 victory. And as that is in there for a strike. LG ends up with a 3-0 victory against Samsung as Samsung gets no hits. They did get 3 walks, 1 in the 6th and then 2 in the top of the 9th, but no hits. I love buntings. Bunting is the coolest thing ever. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2 just misses inside, and it's 2-2 now. It's very important to bunt in this situation because something. Except he failed at the bunt. We would know what we would never know what the manager's record was because pretty sure he was born before you know, the written word. And the 2-2 pitch. And he hit him. Wow. Failed the bunt and get hit by the pitch. Oh, he leaned into that. Wow. Leaned into that one. And if I'm the manager, if I'm the pitching coach, I'm going to say, hey, well, if they want to lean into it, put it in their back. That's exactly what I would be doing right now as a pitching coach. Like, okay, they want to lean into the pitch and get a hit by pitch on a pitch that was not close. Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll give you something to hit. All right, now you got a bunt because you got a guy that's hitting below the Mendoza line. As we'll get a pinch runner here as Shea Jae Hoon is done for the day. I'm not going to change because he's going to come out anyway. Lee Song Hyuk will come in to run as he puts on a glove 7 sizes too big to go with his oven mitts. 35 pitches for Chaemin Jun. Shimu Jun will put the bunt. .182 on the season for number 2. And he fakes and spins around. Just wanted to check out Wang Young Mook's sliding mitt. Yeah, you bunt with a runner on first and nobody outs, which lowers your chance of scoring. And then you don't bunt with a runner on first and second, which raises your chance of scoring. As that is, he tries to pick him back, pick him at second, but that'll be ball 1. And this game was moving right along, but now we're getting ready to hit into the 3-hour mark just for the 8th and 9th inning alone. All right, here we go. The 1-0 pitch, 36 pitches on the evening for Chaemin Jun. 0 for 3 is Shimu Jun. They are, as that is going to be a bunt, and that's a good bunt right down the third base line. The throw over to first, and that will move the runners up as that is a 5-4 sacrifice bunt. Runners both move up a base. And again, that is a solid bunt because you got a guy hitting who, well, isn't a hit. Yeah, something. All right, that's going to bring up a Iwan Suk. I think Iwan Suk might have just got a strike against him. All right, here we go. The Iwan Suk, 1 at bat. He reached on an air. And 1-0 pitch. 111 on the season for Iwan Suk. Yeah, right. And the 1-0 is popped up, but first baseman in the coach's box, and that will be 2 away. No song for you, sir. No song for you. There was even I don't know. I don't know if it was Hanwha's or if it was Changhua, who it was, but they were saying something about get him a song. He's been on the first team for 2 years now, and he still didn't have a song. All right, Florial steps in and he fouls the first pitch he sees back into the netting, and it's 0-1. Florial 1 for 4 on the day, but those non-ones are all Ks. 2 swinging and 1 backwards. Yeah, your question should have been, what do you? Why don't you guys make Iwan Suck a song? That is fouled away, and it's 0-2 now. Yeah, your question for Moon Yun Bin should have been, how do you feel about Iwan Suk not having his own cheer song? All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch, way up at the zone at the letters, and that is even higher than that, and it's 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch, hoping to finish this game before midnight. Man, this sets up way down at the knees and lays off of it, and it's 2-2. They are saving the bullpen for tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I would have swung it. Actually, I wouldn't have swung at that because I wouldn't have been up there that long. All right, the 2-2. That is ball 3, and he runs the count full. Once again, they do the stupid stuff where they got an 0-2 count and they try to get him to chase instead of challenging him. And it's 3-2 now. Never trust your pitchers, I guess. That means, well, they're not going to be really running. Whoever's at second should be running. Isang Hyuk is over at second, not Che Jae-hoon. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Welcome, sir. Here is your golden sombrero. Put it with your 7-game hitting streak. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. SSG's got to get 2 before they get 3 outs. No, of course not. Absolutely would not be. They left a 9 on base now. 4 Ks for Florio. But he had a single, guys. Very important. Uh, they didn't even, yeah, of course not. Why would the bunt work? Again, he continues to forget that after the bunt, you still have to get a hit. Your next hitter is hitting 100 on the season, and the guy behind that is hitting 200 on the season. The one time they got runs was not because of the bunt; it was because of errors. Like, and he's like, oh no, last time we bunted, we scored runs. Yeah, you scored runs because the other team has 4 errors on the day, not because of the bunt. All right, let's see who's coming up for SSG. They'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. EJ Wan should be taking over behind the plate instead of let's see. So Kim Saw Hyun out on the mound, obviously. ERA of 0, 3 saves, 1 hold, 10 games, 8 and 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. And that first pitch is fouled away. 157 on the gun. We will be talking about the pitch speed the entire game. Don't worry. And here comes the 0-1, and that's fouled away also. So again, Che Jae-hoon is not catching. That should be EJ Wan. Again, very important distinction because one of them can catch and one of them can't. And that is the ball one. 1-2. Bottom of the ninth. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouls that away, and it stays 1-2. So Jung Joon Jae 1 for 2 on the day. Ooh, that was awesome. And way outside at 2-2. I should create a best hits album of just my rhymes that come 100% naturally. And here comes the 2-2. That's going to be chopped foul, and it stays 2-2. Got to get done before 20 pitches. Again, he falls apart after 20. Timeout called by the batter as he needs to get himself his Nomar Garcia Pera batting gloves all strapped up as the 2-2. He did not go around. Oh, he did a big swing and a miss. Apparently, we'll have to check the replay on that. I wasn't so sure about that. Apparently, we're not going to get to check the replay. We're going to watch Ponce struck out or Ponce struck out 12 batters. And that is just at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1 now. Park Song Han, 245 on the season, but 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a fly out to center. And the 0-1 pitch sets up right down the middle, and that's going to be a chopper to the pitcher who throws it, and that is 2 away. That's going to bring up Hanwha Sum. Hanwha Sum also 0 for 3 on the day with 2 Ks. All righty, here comes and that's chopped foul, and it's 0-1. Well, in Lotte's defense, they have 10 runs scored in that game. The rest of the league has 6 runs total. And the 0-1 in there for a strike. 0-2 pitch. What does he throw here? Nice little change up there. Does he throw the fastball? Well, I think he does. He's going to go up high, and he misses badly. Tried to blow it past him, but he forgot he had to throw it across the plate. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And that is chopped and an error on the first baseman. Wow. I wonder. Yeah, they gave him a single on that. That I'm not giving him a single. They gave him a single because it didn't touch his glove. I'm not giving him a single. No, they gave him a single because Chan Sung didn't actually touch the ball. But I don't care. I don't care. That's an error. Just because it didn't hit his glove, it does not mean he gets a hit. I don't care. No, it wasn't anything except just an absolute misplay. All right, E.G. Young steps in. He does have a walk today, ladies and gentlemen. He is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout and a pop up in foul territory to the first baseman, and that is in the dirts. And it's 1-0. No, it still wouldn't be an error in any of the other leagues because he didn't touch it. But I don't care. That's an error. And here comes the 1-0, and that is a beauty in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. So Chase on Mean is over at first base, as that's a swing and a miss at a pitch way down below the zone, and it's now 1-2. I will not change the runner on first base just because there's 2 outs. Blow past them up high. Nope, they're going to set up outside right at the old thighs. And the 1-2, and that is missed. 2-2. Here we go. The deuces be wild, ladies and gentlemen. The deuces be wild. 2-2 counts. 2-0. 2 outs. And wouldn't it be awesome for a full count here in the 9th inning? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 3-2. That means he's going on the pitch. Don't need to hold him. His run means absolutely nothing. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. 2 outs, 2-0, nothing. And here comes, and that's chopped foul. We'll do it again. Everybody loves a little drama. And this will be pitch number 20. And I told you guys before, when he gets to 20, he just falls apart. As here we go. He looks like he could be a lumberjack. One of the few Koreans with some facial hair in the KBO. As here comes the 3-2, and that's chopped foul. Once again, we are at pitch number 20. He is not a big home run hitter. We'll say that. He has 22 in his 17-year career. All righty, once again, another 3-2 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball. Third baseman grabs it, throws across the mound, and that's will end it. As they keep this game scoreless, and yeah, that'll be it. So Hanwha gets the win. Yeah, they get the win, ladies and gentlemen. It was a game. Again, the official score says 2 hits and no errors for Hanwha. Four hits for Hanwha, no errors. But I don't care. I'm not official. I'm better than that. But Hanwha gets the win. It was not offense. It was not pretty on offense for either team. Great starting pitching from Hanwha. 7 innings, 98 pitches, 63 of them for strikes. Gave up 1 hit, 3 walks, but 12 strikeouts for Ponce. Anderson, on the other hand, 5 innings, 88 pitches, 62 for strikes, 3 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, gave up 1 run. It was earned. The game was decided in the first inning, really. Hanwha had so Hanwha led off the game with 2 straight hits, had runners on first and third. The game was really decided when Ejin Young had a good read on the ball and was able to go from first to third on Florial's hits. What that did is that set up first and third. Moonhyun Bin grounded into a 6-4. Should have been a 6-4-3 double play. Again, if uh, Ejin Young would have been on second, he wouldn't have scored at this point. But he was able to come home on the ground outs. It ended up not being a 6-4-3 double play because the first baseman came off the bag to try to catch. That was the official game winning run. But then later they added some more runs. The big difference in the game today was the errors. Obviously, if you look at the scoreboard up there, 4 errors for SSG. They had again a sacrifice bunt from Che Jae Hoon. So a sacrifice bunt from Che Jae Hoon, but we had an error on the pitcher that ended up allowing another run to score because of an error on the third baseman. So you had 2 errors in that inning alone that ended up allowing that second run to score. They had another error a little bit later on the shortstop. So 4 errors for SSG, not a good game defensively, and even worse game offensively. Uh, Not a good game for either team offensively. You did have again, you have both of their ace pitchers, their opening day starters. Both of these teams are lining up their 1, 2, 3 starters. It is a very big series. One, Hanwha needs to win this series because a lot of people picked them to make the playoffs. They're currently in 7th place, and they may move up to 6th today. Just because I think they're tied with Doosan, who is not playing today. Uh no, they're in 8th because yeah, so they'll move up a little bit. Yeah, they should move up to 5th, I believe. 5th or 6th. But yeah, that right there this is again a series that's uh SSG is has this week SSG has to say we should actually be up in the contention, up in the top of the brackets, up in the top of the standings. They've benefited from the rainouts and the canceled games that has allowed them to set up their pitching matchups. This week they'll have again they have Hanwha that should be a playoff team. With as much money as they've spent and the quality of players that they have, again the thing keeping them from doing it would be the off-season acquisitions and the manager. But they should be a playoff team. And then SSG, most people picked to not finish in the playoffs. Again, I picked them to finish 9th in the league. They're just old. They just don't have pitching. They have 2 starters, maybe 3 starters. Yeah. Well, they spent money to say that they can charge you more is what they did. But yeah, so SSG they'll have tomorrow. It'll be Kim Kwon Hyun versus Weiss. And then Thursday, I'll be streaming that game also. That should be Ryuhyun Jin versus Mitch White. Mitch White should be making his season and KBO debut for the for SSG. So again, he had injuries with I believe a hamstring injury that maybe it was back. I can't remember all these injuries off the top of my head. I need some charts or I need a production manager behind me. So he should be making his debut tomorrow or sorry, Thursday. Tomorrow's game will be Samsung versus LG. Again, that was a game I kind of wish I would have been streaming because LG just no hit Samsung. Samsung did have 3 walks on the day, but they got no hit after almost no hitting Hanwha last or week and a half ago. They actually do get no hits here on Tuesday. So tomorrow I'll be bringing Samsung versus LG. Thursday I'll be back for this Yuhan Jin versus Mitch White debut. So I'll be back from the same spots, obviously. And then Friday, what do we have Friday? I believe Friday is KT. No, LG versus the same SSG team. And then Sunday, it looks like it's also going to be LG versus this same SSG team. So this LG and SSG are getting all the love this week. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hanwha wins 2-0 on an absolutely dominating performance from Ponce. The first game, he is not allowed any runs. And the first game, I believe, might be the first game that he the didn't need the team to come back to create a victory. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I will be back tomorrow. And until next time.